One little review today about these 3 Thinking Tree books. These were intended by the author for her children who didn't want, that's why they're secret, they didn't want to share their writing. And I really love following Brave Writer, and so that this would be good for free writing. But they're so fancy, I didn't want, and I have so many journals for my kids, that I didn't know that we needed just another free writing type journal. So I'm actually going to use these books for my 3 girls, doing the arrows here. And you can get the arrows individually, which is what I did because I had books that I wanted to read. So I got arrows, printed them out, and they're to go with each book. And so my 6.5-year-old is not quite writing yet. I mean, she can copy, but this is going to last her a really long time. But I opened this up and I showed her these pictures, and I asked her what names, that we could figure out names, and she had names immediately. So I just wrote those down. I figured she could color them in or something. But with this one and this one here, so these two, they have the wider rule, although a child could use each line, which is kind of nice. But date, a little bit of coloring, something like that. My kids love to color. It really calms them down. Even if I'm coloring with them, it really, really calms them down. So this is what we're going to use for our copy work. And we're just going to start at the beginning, and it'll probably last us like 3 years or something, which is fine. And there's enough room in here that they could, color something too, or they could glue a picture in or something like that. There's a few little quotes in it and everything. So I think that'll be a nice way to keep our copy work in order. And they actually do have, I think I've shared about this one before, they do have a specific copy work book. It's a little smaller and a little more general inside. I mean, they have a lot of different stuff inside this one. Smaller rule, vocabulary and spelling words, so they have a few extra things. And then this one I've shared about before. This is all animals. My daughter started using this one last year, and she was jumping around all different writing poems and different things for poetry tea times. But these ones are new ones. They're pretty new, and these two look pretty close on the inside. The first one is probably more what a boy might want, but either one of these, I mean, depending, this one is a little more with animals, but it also still has the Lego figures and the little silly inventions. And then this one is for my 11-year-old, and the rule is a little narrower, as you can see, and a little less room for coloring, or for drawing probably, but they still have those spots. So anyway, this is going to last us a really, really long time. Now, you can obviously use regular notebooks. You can do that for copy work, totally fine. I'm actually gonna use these guys probably for free writing, and then the copy work in these fancy ones. And all this is just a way to, they're about that big, just a way to kind of enchant their work, just to make it special. And I have books that I write quotes in, and then these, just like their favorite quotes from their books. So you can see all 3 of those. I wouldn't mind having one of these, actually. I think they're awesome.